Once upon a time, in a quaint little town nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, there lived a curious young boy named Ruhaan. He had a wild imagination and an insatiable thirst for adventure. Ruhaan spent most of his days exploring the woods, climbing trees, and dreaming of far-off lands. Ruhaan's beloved companion on these adventures was his grandfather, an old yet sprightly man with a twinkle in his eye and stories as wide as the seas. Grandpa had once been an inventor, known in town for his quirky contraptions that could bewilder and enchant anyone who laid eyes on them. One misty morning, as Ruhaan was visiting his grandfather's attic, he stumbled upon a dusty wooden box hidden beneath rolls of canvas. He opened it to find an old wristwatch with intricate engravings that seemed to shimmer in the dim light of the room. "Grandpa, look what I found!" Ruhaan exclaimed, his voice echoing through the house. Grandpa hobbled up the creaky stairs and, upon seeing the watch, his eyes widened with both excitement and a hint of nostalgia. "Ah, you found it! My time-traveling watch," he declared with a grin. Ruhaan's eyes sparkled with excitement. "Time traveling? Wow! Does it really work?" Grandpa chuckled. "Oh, it worked the last time we used it. Want to find out if it still does?" Without hesitation, Ruhaan nodded. Grandpa clasped the watch onto his wrist and set the time dials to a date in the distant past. Suddenly, with a soft whirring sound and a bright flash of light, the room around them began to swirl and twist. In the blink of an eye, Ruhaan and Grandpa found themselves standing in a bustling medieval marketplace. People dressed in tunics and cloaks moved about, vendors shouted to sell their wares, and the smell of fresh-baked bread filled the air. Ruhaan looked around in awe, his eyes wide with wonder. "Where are we, Grandpa?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. "In your favorite storyland. The marketplace from the tales I used to tell you about," Grandpa replied, patting Ruhaan on the shoulder. The pair spent the day exploring the market, tasting foods they'd never seen before, and meeting people who seemed to have come right out of Grandpa's stories. They helped a lady with juggling, watched knights practicing their swordplay, and even joined a parade with minstrels playing lively tunes. As the sun began to set, Grandpa said, "It's time to go, Ruhaan. We can't stay here for too long, or we'll disrupt the natural order." Reluctantly, Ruhaan nodded. They found a quiet spot behind a stall, and with another twist of the watch and a flash of light, they reappeared in the familiar attic of Grandpa's house. Breathless with excitement, Ruhaan looked at his grandfather, thanking him for the most incredible adventure. Grandpa winked. "There are many more trips waiting on the dials of this watch. But for now, let's keep this our little secret." And so, with the promise of future adventures and mysteries to unravel, Ruhaan left Grandpa's house, his mind brimming with stories to tell and dreams of new time-traveling escapades to come.